Hello everyone, Greg Oldsen here with the Jasper County Conservation Department, and today we are going to talk about the process of pressing plants. Now, this technique has been around for hundreds of years, and the process basically involves collecting either leaves or flowers from a plant and then pressing them and extracting the liquid or moisture out of the plant itself until it's dried and preserved. And that type of collection is called an herbarium. The oldest known herbarium in the world is actually over 400 years old, and those early collections were made up of mostly plants that had medicinal properties. So early herbalists would have collected plants that had some sort of medicinal property to it, and that way they could identify those plants later on. One of the most famous plant pressing people in the world is Carl Linnaeus, who actually created our modern day system of classifying plants and animals. And so that's what we're going to do today. I brought some flowers and leaves from different plants around my yard, and we'll go through the process of pressing those plants. So the way that we are going to make our pressed plant collection is by using a field press. So this would be handy if you're out in the field. It's lightweight. You can throw it in your backpack or carry it along with you. Now I do want to mention any plants that you plan on collecting for pressing purposes, just make sure if you're out at a county or city or state park, you're not picking any of the wildflowers from those areas, as they are protected. So what I have done, I've collected some flowers from around my yard. Now, if you don't have a lot of flowers in your landscaping around where you live, you could ask a neighbor or a relative if you could stop over and cut some of those flowers or leaves. So some of the different plants that I am going to attempt to press today, I have some daisies. A couple different colors of impatiens, which these should work out nice because the flowers are nice and flat, so they should press pretty nicely. And then I have a Siberian iris. I'm not sure how well this is going to work since it's pretty long and stout. It's not real flat, but we are going to attempt to press that anyway because it is really pretty. And then I have some leaves from Snow on the Mountain that is growing in the landscaping in my yard. So basically the process, how it works, this is the plant press, and if you have one of our summer camp boxes for this year, this is included in your box. And basically it's just held together with some heavy-duty rubber bands. So you can take those bands off. And then inside we have a couple of pieces of cardboard, and inside of that we have blotting paper, and that blotting paper is going to help to extract some of the moisture from the flowers or the leaves, and that's what we want. We want those plants to dry out and press flat. That way they are preserved and they won't mold later on. So the way that this works is you will take one of your pieces of blotting paper and you can lay out your flowers or arrange your flowers however you want on the blotting paper here. And if you have a flower that has a stem kind of sticking off, try to get you in focus here. You have a stem that's kind of sticking off of there. One tool that might be handy is a pair of little pruners, or if you have a sharp pair of scissors, you can use that too. And just trim that off so that it'll press flat. You can just keep working away, getting these trimmed down and arranged on your blotting paper to go into your press. And if you don't have any blotting paper available at home, you can also just use some newspaper as well. So I'll just continue to get these arranged onto the paper, and we will get back with you here in a second. So once you have them arranged on the blotting paper, the way that this will go into the press, you will take it and put one of your pieces of cardboard down, and then you will put your blotting paper that has the flowers or the leaves on there on top, and then you will put a second piece of blotting paper right on top of the flowers, and then another piece of cardboard, and kind of center this in the middle of your outside boards of the press, and then put your board on top, and then we can secure this with our rubber bands. Now if some of these flowers are too thick, if it's kind of bulking up your press a little bit, once you secure the press with your rubber bands, you can also put something heavy on top, like a couple of big books or anything you can find around the house that will help press those flowers and those leaves down. So once you have it like that, it'll probably take about 2 weeks for these to fully dry inside of the press itself. So give it some time so you can extract some of the moisture out of there and get them pressed nice and flat. And then once that's done, you can use those in crafts at home if you want to frame them and use them as wall art or any other craft that you can think of. These are good for that. And the other thing is you can use these specimens to identify the plants growing around your area. So once you know what that flower is and you have it preserved, you can save that for later and then jot down some notes kind of describing the plant itself and what kind of plant it was, and that'll help you to familiarize yourself with plants growing around your area. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.